Okay, so finally got my Mavic Air 2 Fly More combo. I'm going to take this thing down, unbox it, show you every single part that comes in here. If you're like me, you want to know exactly what you're getting for, I think, $988. Then after that, I'm going to go over a few quick specs and tell you guys what I like and what I don't like about this combo. Okay, so first thing that caught my eye was a half-inch image sensor. That's probably the only thing that's debatable as to why I kind of would like the Mavic Pro versus this one, the Mavic Air 2, just because that one comes with the 1-inch sensor. I'm from the school of thought that bigger image sensor is always better, so if I could get the 1-inch sensor, I would. However, the half-inch sensor is bigger than pretty much every other drone that they make, so it's a small compromise. You're still getting way above average performance there, I think. You're also getting a 48 megapixel sensor, and you can do 4K at 60 frames per second, I think, which is more than any other drone as well. There's the 8K hyperlapse. Overall, this thing is just pretty much packed full of features that a lot of the other drones don't have. The biggest reason that I wanted to get it was the OcuSync 2.0, I believe it is. My other drone is the Mavic Mini. I love the Mavic Mini, but it's Wi-Fi, so I've never really had any problems with it, but I would like to go a little bit higher, go a little bit further, and having a controller that's actually a radio signal versus the Wi-Fi signal, plus the other features that pretty much sold me on getting this kit. So I noticed when I bought the Mavic Mini and when I bought a couple of other things like the Osmo cell phone gimbal and stuff like that. Usually when DJI sells stuff, you're kind of better off to just get the kit. In this case, with the Mavic Mini and with the Mavic Air 2, I noticed that for the price of the Fly More Combo Edition, you're pretty much paying about the price of 2 batteries, right? So it was roughly $200 more to get the Fly More Combo for the Mavic Air 2. If you looked up the price for the batteries individually, it came out to be about the same thing. So all the other things, the ND filters, the cables, the extra propellers, the charging rack, the converter, you can use your battery as a power bank, things like that. Those are all kind of just thrown in if you buy that combo. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Pretty much everything I order from them, I try to get that. The only thing I didn't is the Ronin, and in my Ronin S unboxing video, I'll kind of tell you guys about that. I really love this bag. So when I initially pre-ordered this thing, I looked at the bag and the pictures, and the first thing I did was start looking at cases or some other solution for that online, because I'm thinking when this bag gets here, I am not going to like this bag. Now that I've had it and I've used it a couple times, I've taken everything out, put everything back in. I actually really love this bag, and I'm not planning on replacing it at all. It's like a really nice waterproof texture, so that's good. It's like rubberized. Everything fits in here really good. It's got nice strong zippers in it, and where the drone goes, there's actually a foam cutout in there that holds onto the gimbal protector so that that thing's not moving around in there. So overall, significantly better than what I thought it was going to be. It was going in the trash, like I said, when I first ordered it, but now I'm happy with it. The controller. So I watched a couple of other people's videos, and people are just really, I don't know what to say, they're kind of upset about this controller. They're skeptical about the controller. They're like, oh, well, this is not the normal controller that we see. The phone goes up at the top, usually it goes at the bottom. I'm gonna be honest, I love the fact that the phone goes up at the top for one main reason. I actually used my iPhone X, so when I got the Pro Max, instead of trading this thing in, I just didn't really see that it was worth it when I could use it for doing video projects. Like I said, use it for the cell phone gimbal, use it for the drone, things like that. And my major problem with this and the Mavic Mini is that for it to fit, I always have to take the case off, which kind of sucks because I love this Moment case that I have, and I love being able to just snatch this thing out of the controller. If I want to put it in the gimbal, I want to snap some lenses on the back of there. Now I got to go back through the whole thing of putting the case back on, making sure I don't drop this thing and destroy it as I'm trying to get it out of the controller. With this new controller, I mean, it's like flawless. It just drops right in there. So, I mean, that alone kind of sold me on a new controller. Plus the fact that, like I said, it is radio based. That made me a lot happier, and to be honest with you, this one just feels way better in my hands. I see companies probably coming out with something that, an adapter where maybe you can even tilt the screen, and to me that would just make this like the perfect drone controller, right? I would probably like that even better than the fancy standalone controller that's like $700 or $800. The other big pro here for me is that once you have all this stuff in the bag, it is not significantly bigger. I mean, it is a little bit heavier, but it is not significantly bigger than the Mavic Mini. Like, the case 1-for-1 is almost about the same size. So if I'm throwing one of these in my truck or I'm throwing it in my backpack, this thing doesn't really take up much more space. Even though I'm getting significantly more performance, you know, I'm getting a radio signal versus the Wi-Fi signal, way bigger sensor. It comes with the ND filters. I'm going to buy ND filters for the Mavic Mini, but I mean, it came with them in the package. So to me, it was like, right now, if I was going to choose between this one and that one, I would probably just try to save up the extra money. I know it's double, but to me, this is just that much better of a drone than the Mavic Mini. That being said, I'm not going to get rid of my Mavic Mini. I'm going to keep it because there's still kind of a place to having this tiny little drone that I can just pull out at any given time if I see something that I want to film, and grabbing that footage and just holding onto it for later. It's no big deal. The cons, the biggest con, this one is not under 250 grams. So that means I probably need to get a license, which I'll look into. Maybe I'll even make a video about that. The autonomous features, I just tested them out slightly. Didn't work great for me on the first try. So I'm going to go somewhere that's significantly more open and give it a try again. But I don't hugely trust the autonomous features right now, and I'm not in the mood to destroy the $1,000 drone that I just bought. Other than that, I don't have a lot of cons about this thing. I mean, the amount of time I spent flying it, I absolutely enjoyed it, and if you're looking at buying it, I would recommend buying this thing. I would just say make sure that you do get the Fly More combo. Like I said, you're kind of throwing money away if you end up buying batteries down the road, and you could have gotten all this free stuff for the price of 2 extra batteries. That's it for me on the Mavic Air 2. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I want to keep making as many of these videos as I can, and I also want to start making some videos about some other content other than just unboxing things. Alright, thanks. See you next time.